Alright everyone, I'm going to try something new. I've never really talked to the camera much, but I wrote down a couple of things that I get asked. Well, 4 things I get asked and 1 for myself. I got 5 questions here. Well, 5 things to talk about. Let's start. Let's just read them off. I got 1 is how long I've had the car. 2, plans with the car. 3, why I chose Mustang over Charger, Camaro, or Chargers. Challengers, Chargers, or Camaros. And then people ask me all the time what I've done to the car, so I have mods to the car. And then the last one here says overall like of the Mustang, how I like it. So we're going to start with number 1, how long I've had the car. I bought the car, I've had the car since 2019. I bought the car in 2017. My first car payment, I believe, was March of 2017. I had previously had a Subaru Impreza beforehand, and at the time I was just flipping and buying cars or trying to get something new. And me and the wife decided to sell the Subaru, and I went and got I went and got the Mustang. Hold on. Bird. Some kind of bird in the tree or something over there. Let's see. So I sold the Subaru, put a down payment on the Mustang, picked up the Mustang. It was all in the same kind of day type deal. I got the money for the Subaru. Actually went to a Subaru dealership to look at I think it was a 16 or a 17 WRX. I liked it a lot, but they wouldn't approve me, which was fine. I understand. Then we went to CarMax, and that's where I actually bought the car. I seen it on the lot. That was like the first thing we went and looked at was the Mustang. They had black ones and red ones and blue ones and tons of stuff on the lot, but I hadn't really ever seen a yellow one. And yeah, it's a base model car. It's still got, you know, all the factory original power steering, cruise control, power windows, all that. It's all new, but it's got the smaller radio, which is not an issue. I eventually would like to upgrade that. And that was, yeah, I've had the car February, which is this month, would have been 2 years that I've owned the Mustang. What are you looking at out there, Sheila? Alright, so 2, plans with the car. Right now, I can't even say that I'm daily driving it. I drive it when it's nice, like today, but I changed the oil in the Subaru, so Carrie's driving it, which is fine. She went to work in it. I put the supercharger and stuff on in December. I only had the supercharger on there for a few months, so I haven't really got to play with it. I've never really raced the car, never been to the track or anything. Plans with the car, to just continue driving it on nice days, or really when I feel like it, or I mean, if I'm feeling kind of down, I get in it, start it up, and that brightens my day every single time. Plans, I'd like to do some more things to the car, like I want to do suspension to it. I think it's BMR that offers a upgraded suspension for that I see a lot of these people going with. That seems to be really good. Plans bigger injectors would be nice one day. I've got the twin 67 throttle body, so it can take a lot. I'm sure it could take a lot. I haven't really pushed it. It pulled I think it was 647 on the dyno on the current setup, and almost 550 foot-pounds of torque, which is a good number. They they had a couple of recommendations for me to do, like put an X pipe on the car, which may or may not happen. They said I'll get a little more performance out of it, and it'll take the noise away just a little bit, he said. Bigger injectors would be definitely for more power. That's something, you know, start there. But once I do if I do the injectors I want, I'm going to have to do a bigger fuel system, and then you're looking at a little bit more money, and so I'm just going to start doing my pieces at a time. I got the big part done, which was the blower, and the full kit that it came with, and, you know, slowly work my way up. I want to see the car at, I don't know, I'd like to get 800, 900 out of it before something happens to the engine, and then I have to build an engine for it or something, which I would totally be down for, building an engine for that car, but again, it's a lot of money. So that's the end of that one. And then, let's see here, why I chose Mustang over Charger, Challenger, or Camaro. Me, I'm a Ford guy. My first truck at 18 was a 95, I think it was 95 Ford F-150, and I've liked Ford from then. And then I seen Mustangs, and my mom had a Mustang, and my grandfather back in the day used to have some nice Mustangs, so he said some old Ford trucks, and just I've seen it from there that I liked Ford. Now, I did work at a Dodge dealership, and I drove some of the Challengers and the Chargers. I've never driven a Hellcat or a Demon or anything like that, but I've driven a couple of the Scat Packs. The camera keeps stopping for some reason. What was I saying? I was working at a Dodge dealership, and I drove a couple of the 392s, just the regular 5.7 Hemis. I've driven the all-wheel drive ones. I've worked on them, changed the oil, brakes, and, you know, just general stuff like that. They're nice cars. They are. But again, me being a Ford guy, I couldn't go see myself to go buy a Charger or a Challenger or a Camaro. I'm not really fond of the new body stock Camaros. Now, everyone's got their own car. I'm not going to hate somebody for their car. Everyone gives their props. But for me, that wasn't my style. I chose the Mustang. And I've been very impressed with it for the last 2 years. I've seen it go high as 25, 26 miles to the gallon. I mean, it's got all the power that I wanted. I'm sure there's a lot of Chargers and Challengers and Camaros out there that beat the hell out of my car, but I chose what I chose, and I'm happy with it. I hope everyone else is as well. Number 4. I get this one a lot. The mods that I've done to the car. So to start off, it's a 2015 Mustang GT. It's the 5.0 with the 6-speed manual. It's got a stage 2. Nice. It's got a stage 2 VMP blower on it with the twin 67mm throttle body. It's got the PMAS closed box intake. It's got, I think they're 56-pound Ford Performance injectors. I've got the Mishimoto coolant expansion tank. It's got 20 by 10s in the rear, 20 by, I want to say 9s in the front, maybe 8.5s. They're really skinny up front. It's got a 305 30 20 on the rear, and I think it's a 235 45 20 in the front. I'm not really sure on the front tire. I haven't done anything to the gears. I haven't done anything to the rear end. Excuse me. I haven't done anything to the rear end. I haven't done anything to the transmission. It does have a weighted shift knob on it. I had the car tuned, and I had the car dynoed and tuned at Pro Dyno in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and they did a lot. What they did was awesome. Once we put the supercharger on and got everything good, I kept having misfires, and I couldn't get the misfire to go away. Once I got the misfire to go away, the car was still running kind of terrible, and I wasn't sure why. So me and my buddy got in the car from here, Yanceyville, drove Rock Hill, South Carolina. It was like 2.5, 3 hour drive for us, and got the car dyno tuned. And obviously the number wasn't what I was expecting, but it still pulled out more than I could have, more than I had before. Started with whatever, the 400, 440, whatever it was, to now 650 to the wheels. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's see. Overall likeness of the car. I fell in love with the car when I seen it pulling up at CarMax. I seen that yellow car coming over top of the hill. Let's try this again. Overall likeness of the car. I fell in love with the car as soon as I seen it. I come over the top of the hill to see the CarMax dealership, and there it was, backed up against the wall. I seen it from the road. That was the first thing that I seen. That was the first thing that we went and looked at. We went and looked at it, and I sat in it, walked away from it, and I just kept coming back. And like I said, it was parked up against the wall there with probably 10, 15 other Mustangs, different colors, different interiors, convertibles, manuals, automatics, you know, everything. And I decided to go with the yellow. I took it for a test drive. I drove, my wife was in the passenger seat, and I had the guy that was taking for his test drive, he was sitting in the back seat with his feet across because he was at least 6 foot tall sitting in the back seat. It was hilarious. Got the car back, signed the paperwork, and I went home with it 2 years ago. I've driven the car 30, 34, well no. The car had just over 7,000 miles when I got it, and it's got 34 now. So what's that? 27? I put 27,000 miles on it in the last 2 years, which is high, you know, but not as much as I drove it. I would drive the car almost every day as long as it's not raining. And even though that I've got this supercharger on it and it drinks every freaking dollar I could put in it, I might still drive it every single day, just because the car makes me happy. I enjoy driving. I enjoy opening my back door to look at it. It's just, you know, something I like a lot. You don't, and then you don't see many yellow ones. I've seen probably 4 or 5 yellow ones since I bought mine. I'm sure there's a shit ton out there I haven't seen yet, but I like the car. I've gotten up to 25 miles to the gallon in it. I've gotten as low as 9. It's got tons of power for me. I like the acceleration that it gives me. I like the overall design of the car before I did anything to it. Now that I've put my little touch on it, I love the car even more. I'm very grateful to be to own that car. Overall, yeah, I would have to say that I do like the car a lot. It's something that's treated me well, and I've tried to do the same. Now, I don't wash the thing every day, but it's a daily driver, and you don't have to wash it every day. Go look at all the rest of my vehicles. I've never washed the Power Stroke, and I've had that thing. I think we got that before. Did we get that before? We might have got the Power Stroke before, but that's another video. That's gonna do it. I wrote it down on a piece of cardboard here so I could remember some of the things that I've seen come up. Now, I looked at my Instagram to see a couple of these questions, and I have gotten a couple of them that I've asked a few times. But that's the car. It's a 2015 Mustang GT with a Stage 2 blower on it. It's got 650 horsepower to the wheels, 550 foot-pounds of torque. It's a straight pipe Mustang, and it's some bitch is loud. I promise you, it's the loudest one I've ever heard. But that's going to do it for today's video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope you all stay fancy.